The bank vault had a door weighing 20 tons, while its walls were also fitted with iron. The makers were so sure of it that they did not even install a security alarm in the bank vault because it was called an unbreakable vault. Its strength was broken only when the Daciots broke. He made a master plan and remained hidden in this vault for 27 hours by dodging the security. What was her master plan, and why this was considered the biggest bank robbery in history? Before that, let us go straight to the point that on the 19th of July, 1976, the sun had risen on Monday, and staff members had started arriving at a bank called Société Générale in the French city of Nice. This bank is the most secured and most trusted bank in the world till date. The bank was considered to have a strong vault. According to the routine, the bank staff opened the vault. It was a very heavy door which had these complicated locks. They tried the lock, but the door did not open. Now, it is important to know this here, that this door has been repaired many times before. It had got stuck because its weight was around 20 tons. Due to this, it used to get stuck often. The bank staff thought that, like always, it has got stuck today also. So they contacted the vault manufacturing company. After half an hour, the company checked the vault. Experts entered, started trying to open the door, but the surprising thing was that this time, even the company experts were not able to open the door. They tried several times, but the door was not ready to open under any circumstances. The matter was now serious. The trouble was getting worse because there was a line of customers, and it was now a question of the bank's prestige. Finally, after 3 hours, they decided to drill the wall of the bank and find out what was trapped about the door. There were no marks of forced entry on the door, and when experts, after drilling with a heavy-duty drill machine, he saw that someone had welded and banded the door from inside. It was very difficult to believe this scene after seeing it, because there was only one source of entry in the vault. There was no path, no illuminated door inside it, and no window, meaning it was impossible to go inside the vault. Now seeing this, everyone had realized that there was definitely something abnormal here. They called for machinery and broke the wall of the vault and entered the vault. The staff decided to go inside, but it was quite time-consuming as these walls were much thicker than normal walls and iron was also fitted in between them. After many hours of hard work, it became thick enough that a person could go inside, and when they looked, the scene was unbelievable. The bank vault had been looted. Some lockers were broken, some were open, and the most interesting thing was that these famous words were written with spray paint on the wall of the bank: without arms, without head, and without violence. Now the bank staff would have realized that they have made a tunnel in the ground. Now the next task was of the police, which had reached by that time. The dacoits broke 400 out of 4,000 safe boxes and stole the money and gold blocks present in the vault. The tunnel was leading into the city's largest underground sewerage line. The police found a lot of evidence there, which included tools and 27 gas cylinders with the help of which the dacoits had operated welding torches. Not only this, but there was also a lot of air in the sewerage line. Ventilation equipment and about 1 kilometer-long electrical cable were also used for this. This money was worth more than $20 million. Its present value is $110 million. This was not only the biggest bank robbery of the century, but also the highest. This police investigation also has the distinction of being France's biggest investigation. Well, this news had now spread all over the world. The bank's reputation had suffered a lot, but it was also a matter of great regret for the French police. Till then, the police tried hard and interviewed the people around and the bank staff, but even they could not give any clue about the dacoits. Then, after 3 months in October 1976, the police got a very big lead that a member of the group of dacoits was arrested. The member had been caught on the tip-off of his own girlfriend. At first, he was unconscious, but when the police cleared his condition, then he got scared and took the names of the whole gang. The surprising thing for the police was that this gang was made up of small groups. He had become famous for his small robberies. He was the one who had committed such a big bank robbery. This fact was not being digested. The mastermind behind this plan was someone else. During the interview, the gang members gave the name of a person to the police who was, according to him, the mastermind of this theft was Albert Spaggiari, a famous person who was a photographer. When the police arrested him, he did not seem like a criminal. He had simple dressing, simple lifestyle, and lived in a normal house on the outskirts of the city. When his neighbors were inquired about this, everyone said that Albert is a simple photographer who always keeps his secrets to a minimum. But Albert was completely different from what the police was thinking when he was spotted. He immediately went to the police for converse. He is the mastermind of the bank robbery. According to Albert, he had earlier taken locker in this bank, and on some pretext, he used to go into the vault and capture photos of all the things. He had earlier locked an alarm clock in his own locker. When he rang the alarm and there was no alert, and no security alarm was raised, he got confirmed that there was no security system installed in the vault. Then he went to the engineer's base in the city government office and he got the map of the city and estimated the location of the sewerage line on this map and how far it was from the bank. Then he did the calculations and found that by digging a 26-foot tunnel from the nearest line, he could directly enter the bank vault. Now he worked very hard for this task, so Albert contacted a gangster of the city and told him his plan. The gangster put his men on this work. It took about 2 months to dig the tunnel, because this work was being done without machinery, and this work was difficult. It was very important to do it only at night, when there was no one in the bank. During this time, Albert tried his best. He was making sure that no one's voice reaches the road above the sewerage line. Then on the night of Saturday and Sunday of the 18th of July, he finally entered the vault. He worked there comfortably for the next 27 hours, during which he also had lunch there, and dinner too, and while leaving, he wrote these famous words. The police presented Albert in the court, where he confessed his crime in front of the judge as well. He had written the details of the looted money on a paper in code words. He said he was going to give this evidence only to the judge, and only the judge would be able to read this code word. For this purpose, the judge called Albert to his room. Albert gave that paper to the judge on which the map of the city was drawn. The judge was trying to make him understand the map when Albert immediately jumped out of the window of the room. This room was on the first floor and a car was parked below it. Albert fell on the roof of the car and immediately stood up, and a bike, which was already waiting for him. He sat on the bike and escaped. Despite many efforts of the police, he could not be caught. Years later, his interview was broadcast in an Italian TV show in which he said that I was very keen of treasures since the age of 12, and I fulfilled this hobby with this height. It felt like this interview. He is continuously cheating the French police. After that, the mystery of where Albert went has not been solved till date. Albert Spaggiari died in 1989. His mother said that someone left Albert's dead body outside his house. I hope you will like and share this video of Shinny Channel a lot. See you in the next amazing video.